Okay, so I've arrived in the parking garage underneath the Canada Place. My check-in time is 11:30. It's currently 10 minutes after 11. The instruction I've received said that after 10:30 I'm supposed to take my luggage to street level. He brought me to P2, so let's see if we can figure out where I need to take the luggage to. So there goes my bag.
Bag like it.
I go which way? Oh, right there where the line is. Thank you. All right. Off to check in. So it looks like what they're doing is they're checking our boarding documents and maybe our passports before they let us go in. And there's a holdup with the people that are in the front of the line right now. But at least we're here in the parking garage and not out in the rain. Okay, so the process was that I had to show my set sail card, and then that pulled up my information, and then he needed to see my passport as well in order to be able to get through this step. So now I've been handed a slip of paper that is the proof that I've been through security. So now we're headed somewhere else to actually go through customs and I guess have our bags scanned and all that kind of stuff. It's quite the process here.
We were instructed to hang on to the blue ticket because we would need it later, although there was no explanation about when it might be needed or why, so I put mine away with my passport just to make sure I didn't lose it.
Current time is 11:20, so it's only been 10 minutes so far since I was dropped off. Okay, and that appears to be the security scanning right there, so I probably won't be able to film past this point. Haven't seen any signs yet that say do not film, but I imagine it's scanning. So, just tracking our progress here. And actually, I probably want to put this camera away in my bag while we go through. Okay, so that was pretty simple. Turned out to be more like the scanning you go through when you get on and off a ship, which I guess makes sense. I started to take off my jacket, started to take off my hat, kind of stripped down like I would at an airport, and they said, nope, you can leave all that stuff on. So basically, I just put my backpack through and my phone and passport through, and everything else I just wore as I passed right on through. All right, so let's get off to the ship. Royal Caribbean. Thank you. Oh yeah, hang on. Sorry, I didn't know. Okay, so the lady stopped me and wanted to see my blue ticket. They don't really have a lot of signs to help you get prepared before you get to the points. Right? Like if they had had signs telling me what I needed to do to prepare to go through the scanning, that would have been useful. Because you basically get up there and then you have to figure out what they need. And if they had said, hey, we're going to need to see your blue ticket right here, I would have had it ready for her.
What passport holder?
Sir, no filming in this area.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's you.
Thank you.
All in this way. This way for the Holland America line.
Serenade this way.
Serenade this way, sir.
Okay, so just to touch bases really quick. I think you heard that he asked me to turn my camera off as I went into the customs area, which is totally expected. There are no lines for global entry or anything like that. It's just they put you in a line and you just go through. They did facial recognition, so I had my passport ready, but I didn't need it. I pulled up and they looked at my face, and then I got a little green check that said verified, and off I went.
It turned out that the security clearance that we passed was actually a U.S. pre-clearance inspection. Much like what happens when you fly from a Canadian airport to the U.S., you pass through all the immigration and customs checks while you're still in Canada. I didn't realize it at the time. In fact, I didn't realize it until we arrived in San Diego 5 days later.
transfers to the left, everything else to the right.
Immigration?
No, you did it in Vancouver.
Oh, that's right. Oh, how interesting. So we don't have to go through immigration here. So now the next step should be to do my check-in to actually enter the ship. Continuing on. Thank you. So I just had to show her my blue ticket again. Wow, am I actually going to walk on the ship right now?
I kept expecting that there would be a check-in counter as I rounded each corner, and it wasn't until this very moment that I finally figured out that what had seemed to be only an informal, quick reservation lookup conducted by the folks with the iPads down in the parking garage was instead the actual check-in. Although the process had seemed confusing and somewhat lacking in information, in the end, it turned out to be the easiest boarding process I have ever experienced.
Time check, it's 11:31 a.m. So 20 minutes after I got dropped off. And my designated time was actually 11:30. Can we go in here? Continue this way. Okay, thank you. So I may be getting on board already. Didn't have to show up at any check-in desk. Wow. There's the gangway right there. Here's the line, so I think I've done everything that I needed to do. That actually was very painless. Just a little confusing because they don't give you a lot of advance warning as to what you need to do to be prepared at each of the steps. So I think here I'm just gonna have to show my set sail pass. Hello there.
One of these things.
Okay.
Holland America. Oh, you're on the wrong side. So you have to go back. So I have Daniel.
That's me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. How about that? Just like that. Get to board the ship. And here comes my first step onto the ship. Boom. On board. So I think the first thing I want to do is go find the Park Cafe.
Is it going up? Okay, this one.
Perfect.
6 about, okay? 6.
Current time is 11:36. So about 23 minutes from the time I was dropped off from the lift till the time I stepped on the ship.
Okay, just a little recap. The whole process took less than 25 minutes, which is a phenomenal boarding experience. There were no queues dedicated to the diamond check-ins, but then again, there was no check-in desk, period. Everyone used the same line. I mentioned in the video that there were also no global entry lines at immigration, but the fact that Homeland Security used facial recognition scanners made the process quick. I didn't even have to show my passport. The luggage drop-off was right next to the rideshare drop-off, and all of that was down in the parking structure, protected from the elements, which was nice because there was a light drizzle in Vancouver on that morning. Before arriving, I had been a little concerned about how the luggage was going to work because the email that Royal Caribbean sent out the night before said that the luggage dropout would be at street level after 10:30 a.m. So I was pleasantly surprised the porters were only a few steps from where I had been dropped off. The little blue tickets that they gave us after the iPad check-in in the parking lot were a little mysterious because I never knew when I was going to need it. But yet, I wanted to keep it safely secured because I'm prone to losing things like that. It turned out that I needed to show the ticket to someone at 3 different times as I progressed through the terminal, and then it was collected at the final scan-in front of the gangway. I'm really not sure how those other people made it all the way to that point before learning that they were at the wrong ship. Overall, as I said earlier, despite my confusion as I went through the process, boarding in Vancouver turned out to be the easiest cruise ship boarding I've ever experienced in nearly 2 decades of cruising. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click on the thumbs up so that YouTube will share it with other people too. And if you enjoy the content on my channel, I'd be honored to have you as a subscriber. This is Postcard Dan on board the Serenade of the Seas in Vancouver, British Columbia.